Welcome to Spiritual Calisthenics. Christ is in our midst. On October 17th, we commemorate Hosea the Prophet, the holy martyrs Cosmas and Damian of Arabia, and Andrew the righteous Monk-martyr of Crete, and the removal and placing of the sacred relics of the holy and righteous Lazarus. Regarding Hosea the Prophet, according to some, Hosea, whose name means God is help, was from the tribe of Issachar, and more likely from that of Reuben. He was the son of Beeri, and he is the first in order of the 12 minor prophets, the most ancient of all. He prophesied in the days of the divided kingdom. The Lord told him to take a harlot to wife, and an adulteress. A harlot, a known sinner, was a figure of the kingdom of Israel and Samaria, which openly worshipped idols. The adulteress, lawfully married, yet sinning secretly with her lovers, was a figure of the kingdom of Judah in Jerusalem, which while having the temple and the priesthood and the divine worship according to the law, stealthily served the idols also. The prophet Hosea prophesied for 60 years and lived for 90 years from 810 to 720. His book is divided into 14 chapters. As we celebrate the memory of your prophet Hosea, O Lord, through him we beseech you to save our souls. Initiated by divine illumination, you were deemed worthy of the lofty gift of prophecy, were told of the promise of grace, O prophet. O Hosea, since you dwell in God's glory now, do you rescue from all manner of adversity us who cry to you, rejoice, you vessel of grace divine. Regarding St. Andrew the righteous monk-martyr of Crete, St. Andrew was from the island of Crete, where he lived the monastic life. During the reign of Constantine Copronymus, he came to Constantinople and suffered many things in defense of the veneration of the holy icons. Finally, he was dragged to the market, bound by the feet, one of which was severed by a fishmonger wielding a cleaver, and thus the saint surrendered his spirit unto God in the year 761. Sacred relics were buried at a certain place called the Judgment. Trained on the mountain in ascetical labors, with the whole armor of the cross, you did vanquish the spiritual arrays of the unseen enemies. When you had stripped thyself of great courage for contest, you did slay Copronymus with the sword of true faith. For both these things have you been crowned by God, O our righteous martyr, blessed Andrew of great renown. On this day the Church of Christ with great rejoicing observes the resplendent festival of your illustrious memory, summoning all of the faithful to come together. She is glad, as she possesses the precious treasure of your much afflicted body, O martyr Andrew, light of the Orthodox faith. From St. Paul's letter to the Romans. Brethren, God has mercy on whomever he wills. He hardens the heart of whomever he wills. You'll say to me then, why does he still find fault? For who can resist his will? But who are you, a man, to answer back to God? Will what is molded say to its molder, why have you made me thus? Does the potter know right over the clay? Make out of the same lump one vessel for beauty, and another for menial use? What if God, desiring to show his wrath and to make known his power, has endured with much patience the vessel of wrath made for destruction, in order to make known the riches of his glory, the vessels of mercy, which he has prepared beforehand for glory, even us, whom he has called, not from the Jews only, also from the Gentiles. As indeed he says in Hosea, whom we celebrate today, those who were not my people, I will call my people, and her who is not beloved, I will call my beloved. In the very place where it was said to them, you are not my people, they will be called the sons of the living God. And Isaiah cries out concerning Israel, though the number of the sons of Israel be as the sands of the sea, only a remnant of them will be saved. The Lord will execute his sentence upon the earth with rigor and dispatch. And as Isaiah predicted, if the Lord of hosts had not left us children, we would have fared like Sodom, and been made like Gomorrah. Then shall we say that the Gentiles who did not pursue righteousness have attained it? That is, righteousness through faith? But that Israel who pursued that righteousness which is based on the law did not succeed in fulfilling that law? Why? Because they did not pursue it through faith, but as if it were based on works. They have stumbled over the stumbling stone, as it is written, behold, I am laying in Zion a stone that will make men stumble, a rock that will make them fall, and he who believes in him will not be put to shame. So we see these prophecies showing us that even those who are hard of heart, God can save, showing the majesty of his glory. From the Gospel according to St. Luke. At that time, the 12 disciples came to Jesus and said to him, "Send the crowds away to go into the villages and country round about to lodge and get provisions. We are here in a lonely place." He said to them, "You give them something to eat." This is iconic, as we see within the feeding of the 5,000, that Christ is telling the church, the apostles, to feed the people. He said, "We have no more than 5 loaves and 2 fish, unless we're to go and buy food for all the people." For there were about 5,000 men. He said to his disciples, "Make them sit down in companies, about 50 each." They did so, and made them all sit down. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke them and gave them to the disciples to set before the crowd. And all ate and were satisfied. So again, we see the disciples are the ones bringing the food to the people, just as the priest and the bishop and the deacons are the ones that bring communion to the people. And all ate and were satisfied, meaning that it wasn't just little crumbs, it wasn't just little pieces of the bread and fish. They ate enough to be full, to be satisfied, and there's still leftover. Meaning that the church, the fullness of the church, is able to satiate the soul and the body, but there's still more. The church is so much greater than that. And they took up what was left over, 12 baskets of broken pieces. 12 meaning the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 disciples, symbolizing the church itself. That the baskets are full of the fragments, that nothing is left, nothing is wasted, that the greatness of the church is still there and able to be given to us when we are ready to receive it. Now it happened that he was praying alone. The disciples were with him. This is something that we see that Jesus Christ does. After every great miracle, he goes away and prays by himself, showing us how we are to be. We're supposed to be active in our ministry and then retreat to ourselves and pray secret. I hope that you've enjoyed today's spiritual calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.